We are going to be talking about the secret to staying consistent today. The secret to staying consistent. We'll jump into that in just a second. First things first, let me just let you know how you can win some things. How's that? All you would need to do, you guys, is subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on my YouTube videos, and share my YouTube videos into the social medias. And you would tag myself or my business page in it, either way. And one person every single week is going to get a little tap on their shoulder, and they're going to win something for free from my swag shop. And if you're like, Martha, where's your swag shop? Then I would say go to withmartha.com. Up at the top, go to shop. That's it. All right. So one person wins a free thing every honking week, you guys, every week. Good morning. I see you guys in the live chat. I am going to go through my content here real quick. And then at the end, I'm going to pull up some of what you guys are saying. As long as I have time, I should have time. All right. So first things first, I just want to tell you a little bit about something in me in my life right now. And I'm kind of weird, and I get that. What I've been doing this morning is opening the lid to everything and smelling it. Some of you know I just got out of, what is it? I don't remember what it's called. When you have to be away from everybody, quarantine. I just got out of quarantine on Sunday, okay? So I had lost my sense of smell and taste, which is great sometimes. To lose your sense of smell when you're around boys and stuff, you know, like that's fine. But it also is rough when like you love the smell of stuff. Like I have essential oils all over the place. I just love the smell of things. And so this morning, as I was getting ready, one of the things that I put on has a smell to it. And I smelled it this morning. And I was like, shut up, I can smell again. So now ever since then, I've been walking around the house and just opening things and smelling them. So I look like a total weirdo. If somebody had a camera up in like a candid camera, they would be like, what's this girl doing just walking around sniffing stuff? That's what my life has been like this morning. Anyway, I'm very happy. My smeller is coming back, and that's just a little thing about me. So there's that. So now the secret to staying consistent. Now let's get into like actual stuff, okay? Consistency is the lifeblood of our business. It's the lifeblood of a personal brand if you're starting a personal brand. It's the lifeblood of if you're running a network marketing team or business, that it's a lifeblood of that is staying consistent. And the reason why, you guys, is because consistency equals trust, right? So showing up every day, I don't know if you just heard my stomach growl. Anywho, showing up every day incites trust in people, because you're not, when people don't see you every day and they don't see what you're doing and what you're talking about, they have no other recourse than to imagine that you're no longer doing what you said you were doing before. They have no other recourse than to think that you're no longer doing what you said you were doing. So you see how that can be extremely detrimental in network marketing, especially since a lot of people, they jump in to one and then they jump into another opportunity and another opportunity and another opportunity, all the while saying, this doesn't work and this doesn't work and this doesn't work. Well, were you really consistent? Were you really, in that company that you loved and that you told everybody you were all in for, right? Were you ever consistent in your messaging? Were you ever consistent in what you were delivering to people, right? Because if you're not, that's why it's not working. And that's not just network marketing, it's every business everywhere. And especially for us as personal brands, we live and breathe our business. I live and breathe my business. And so if I were to just stop showing up altogether, what would you guys think? You would think, oh my gosh, what is she doing? First, you would probably be concerned because I've shown up consistently for so long. But you would probably be concerned at first, and then you would eventually start wandering away trying to find somebody else that's going to be able to help you with the same stuff that I help you with. Like, that's the truth of it. I'm not going to church it up, and I'm not going to think that everybody's going to follow me even if I'm not showing up, because they won't. It doesn't matter how strong your brand is. You have to stay consistent. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over 3 ways, 3 secrets. Okay, I'm not even doing 1 secret. This is going to be 3 secrets on how to stay consistent. Okay, you guys? Number 1, know what consistency does. Okay? Sometimes people don't stay consistent in their messaging and in their showing up and that sort of thing. They don't stay consistent because they don't realize what it actually does. So A, it builds trust, but what it really does is it makes you better. And it makes you more efficient over the long run. So what instead they focus on is nobody commented, nobody seems to care what I'm talking about, I'm not going to show up, nobody gives a rip. What you don't realize, like, switch what you're focusing on, because what you're actually doing is you're making yourself more efficient in how you show up. So over the course of time, you make it easier for yourself to show up. So your messaging gets better. You start speaking better. You start creating blueprints to your talks and how you go through things, right? You get better with your call to action. You get better with keeping the time down to a certain point where people will actually watch the video. You get better with your ums and uhs. You get better with all of that stuff, but it happens over time. It doesn't happen right away. It took me years to get better at my ums and uhs. Years. Okay? So in the very beginning, I used to just kind of I don't know why anybody would watch me, honestly. They did, not many. But in the very beginning, I was just kind of rambly. I didn't really have a point of what I was saying. But then eventually I developed my own rhythm, right? And my own okay, here's what I want to talk about. Here's what I want to talk about. And if you're not sure what to talk about, my suggestion, I'm going to say this real quick. I actually had a really great one-on-one yesterday with Tara Hills. If you know Tara, give her a shout out. She's awesome, totally brilliant lady. But I had a one-on-one with her, and I helped her actually create a year's worth of content in 30 minutes. We even did more than that. We went into different calls to action and how things will funnel into other things, and how we worked out some strategy as well. But we also developed a year's worth of content in 30 minutes. And that was in a one-on-one. You can get a one-on-one for me. Just go to withmartha.com. On the navigation bar, go to one-on-one coaching, I think is what it says. And then you can schedule your own time as well. Okay. But understand that the year's worth of content that we developed for her, the cool thing is that it's the only year's worth of content she'll ever have to create. Because what she's got done, she can just redo it. You can recycle it every year. You can recycle it because you'll have a different take on it. You'll have grown a little bit. You have a different perspective. That's how it goes. But you can use the same content. She doesn't ever need to do that again. Does that make sense? So if you're but I don't really know how to show up or what to say or da-da-da, that's how you do it. Okay. See, there was an All right, so knowing what consistency actually does is number 1, and that it makes you better and it makes you more efficient. So instead of focusing on nobody watched and nobody said anything and they're not commenting, they don't care that I'm talking, instead of focusing on that sort of elementary version of yourself, I love you so much, but it's like an elementary school version of yourself where you're people don't like me. That's not true. They're just not giving feedback yet because the trust is being built, okay? It will eventually happen. There are lurkers out there. It's 92% of your audience are lurkers. They're watching and they're not saying anything. And about 6 months down the road, what you're going to start hearing, as long as you're consistent, you're going to start hearing from people and they're going to be saying this one sentence to you. I've been watching you. And then whatever they want to say after that. That's what happens. Number 2. Make it a game. So let's gamify it a little bit, okay, guys? Some people really like to gamify things. Some people really don't. So if you don't like gamifying it, don't do this because that isn't sustainable, okay? But I really like to gamify things, and I like to earn things, right? This is very World of Warcraft of me, but I really like to earn things and win things for myself. Like, I'm competitive even if it's against myself. That's how I roll. So what you can do is say, you know, if you were consistent for 2 weeks, you showed up every day consistently for 2 weeks, and it doesn't just have to be video, it can be posts. But if you show up consistently for 2 weeks, then you'll have earned something. So allow yourself to buy something for yourself. Allow yourself a massage or whatever, you know, whatever makes sense to you and whatever that you value. But it can't be something that you would just get yourself anyway, because that's not the same. It needs to be something aside from what you would normally do for yourself. And it doesn't need to be expensive, just needs to be something that you wouldn't normally do for yourself. Okay? So number 2, gamify. Number 3, you guys, think of who you're showing up for. That's the real thing. At the end of everything, our focus is who we're serving and who we're showing up for. So the products and the services that we have and that we represent, you know, if you're an affiliate marketer, the products that you use yourself and that you suggest to other people in order to make their life better if they're like you, that's the whole point. You need to be able to continue doing that. You're helping people and you're serving people, and you're serving people in such a soft skill space. Try to say that 3 times fast. You're serving people in such a soft skill space that you have to continue showing up to really be able to nourish and to nurture your people. Because if you don't show up, what's the promise that anybody else will? They may just not be helped by anybody ever in life if you don't show up. That's a real possibility, like a very real possibility. Because there's not a lot of people that have the confidence to show up every day, and they'll do that thing like, nobody's watching, I'm going to quit. Well, okay, what happened to all of the people they were here to serve? What happened to all the people you were here to serve? You know what I'm saying? So that's number 3. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. 1 was know what consistency does. Number 2, make it a game if you like games. Number 3, think of who you're showing up for. Sound good? Those are your hacks. Those are your secrets to staying consistent even when you're feeling like, I don't know, nobody's watching me, right? Those are the things that you need to be thinking about. So I hope you guys wrote those down. If not, you can always rewatch the video anytime that you want to. Now, what did I want to say? Wanted to say a thing. Oh, I just left my win stuff thing all the way through the video. Good night, you guys. Real quick mention of this because I have to mention it because if it goes up in price and you didn't know, you're going to get mad at me. So I have to mention this. HBR is going up in price. It's going up to 10K. All right. Deservedly. It is worth way more than 10K. It's going up to 10K. All right. What you can do is you can get in right now at $14.97. So if you want to jump in, and basically just so you know what HBR is, it's where I pull back to the curtain on my own business. So you get to see how I set up my income streams, and you see how everything works together. And once you see it, you will be like, it gets very easy, you guys, very simple. And you realize that you can actually show up in service for people and build an entire economy around your family. And who gives a rip what's happening on the outside world, right? You don't have to play by some rules. Just say that. You don't have to play by these rules. You create your rules and you say nay to the other rules because you're financially independent aside from any of that. Does that make sense? So, anywho, what you would do is you would go to Livin the Dream with Martha. It is my Facebook business page. Just message me the words, let's do this. We'll have a chat. I'll give you the details of the program. You're in or out, either way, totally cool. Just understand if you're out, you'll probably be back in 6 months as most people are and then come back in, except in 6 months, it's going to be 10K. All right, a lot less than 6 months, it's going to be 10K. So you'll be spending more later. Just letting you know so you're not mad at me when the price goes up. All right, what are you guys talking about? Melissa, I love this. I need things to push me to be more consistent. Perfect. Cindy, I do this all the time. That's awesome. Cindy, I feel this so deeply. Showing up daily moves the needle so much on my business. Absolutely. Amy, HBR is the real deal, transformational. Ah, shucks. Thank you. Nancy, good morning, Martha. So glad you're doing well. Thank you. I am doing so well, you guys. I am a happy, healthy girl. Amanda, the sense of smell is something we don't think about until we don't have it. I get you. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Lori, hey girl, drink some pine tea. Ooh, all right. I will do that. Corey, I would literally think that you died, seriously. Yeah, if I stopped showing up. Yeah, that's the thing that that's how much trust you have in people, because they expect you. And they trust that you're going to be there. So if you're not, you can't ever build that trust. And how are you going to build community? Like a real true community where they know that you're here for them and you know that they're here for you, right? That's you build a bond with people. I mean, there are, you guys, whenever I'm talking to you online, like when I'm talking to you now, but also when I'm talking to you in Messenger, or if we're in a group coaching, or if we're doing a one-on-one, you guys are like my heart and soul. Like whenever I see you, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I get to see you, right? Yesterday after my one-on-one, Mike's like, you seem like you're doing really good right now. And I'm like, I got to be with my people, man. That's it's what it feeds me. And I believe that it's going to feed every human everywhere once they realize what their niche is and what they really want to help people do and then show up in that. That's what HBR will show you, okay? Anywho, I'm going to pop out of here. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.